This next story is a true story of an American man who gets all the odds stacked against him, had the unthinkable happen to him, and he came out on top. This story should be used as an example of what are the possibilities when dating, visiting, or traveling in Southeast Asia. Here it goes.
There is nothing more pathetic than a white guy with a Filipino girl.
You mean this is pathetic? No, I think I'm the luckiest guy in the world, actually.
My name's Scott. I'm from Texas. And I still remember the day I received that random message on Facebook. It read, "Hey, it's me. We spoke over the phone a little bit." I was confused since I didn't recognize the avatar. I had to rub my eyes a bit to make sure I wasn't dreaming when I saw what she looked like. Damn, she was beautiful. Her name was Divine, and she was from the Philippines. I had no idea who she was, but I was more than glad we crossed paths. I found myself grinning at my screen, my heart racing slightly. It was a simple message, but in the moment, it felt like a spark. I thought, what the heck, I'll respond. So I added her as a friend. Our conversation flowed effortlessly from that point on. Divine lived in the Philippines, and I was in the States, but distance didn't seem to matter. We started chatting more frequently. Our messages filled with laughter and late night deep dives into our lives. It was refreshing and it felt genuine. For the first time in my life, I met someone that didn't judge me for the way I looked and treated me with respect and love. I have a chronic autoimmune disease called scleroderma, which is why I look the way I do. I was diagnosed with scleroderma when I was 13 years old, and I was told my life expectancy would be until the age of 23. But here I am at 29 years old, living life. For almost 4 years, we kept this going. Although the hours were totally different and the odds were stacked against us, we managed to build a relationship. We became exclusive online, which meant late night video calls and planning future visits. I'll never forget the first time she asked me, "When are you planning to visit me in person?" Her voice was filled with excitement, and I realized then how serious we had become. I made my first trip to see her in November 2017. Stepping off the plane in the Philippines was surreal. The air was humid and fragrant with unfamiliar scents, and the vibrant energy of the city enveloped me. When I finally saw her, it felt like a dream. Divine stood there looking more beautiful in person. She had a smile that lit up the entire terminal. We spent those early days exploring together, diving into island hopping adventures and soaking up each moment. Every smile and laugh deepened my feelings for her. At that moment, I felt like I truly won at life. I beat death and I met the woman of my dreams. I knew I wanted to marry her, and after a few weeks, one night when we were in her condo, my heart raced with nervous anticipation with what I was about to do. I got down on one knee and she looked at me surprised. She asked me with her eyes wide open in shock, saying, "What are you doing?" I then said, "Divine, will you marry me?" Her response was a mix of joy and disbelief. She said, "Yes, oh my gosh, yes." When she said that, it's like my world stood still for a moment. I couldn't believe what just happened. I was the happiest I had ever been in my life.
Yeah, that's right. You better say never mind, because I belong in her life just as much as she belongs in mine, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Now I'm thinking.
But as we began to share our love story with friends and family, skepticism crept in. You know she's just doing this for a green card, right? Some would whisper behind my back. Others believed I was getting played, that Divine was just another girl looking for an easy way to America.
Bro, she's such a gold digger all the time. Always digging for it.
I love digging.
When Divine and I decided to share our story on social media, I braced myself for the comments online as well. Social media can be a breeding ground for negativity, and we weren't immune. Comments called me every type of word you can think of, from ugly to some things I can't even mention. Others were hurled at her, calling her a gold digger and a scam artist. Some claimed I was a fool for believing that someone as hot as her would ever love someone like me. The comments that really stung were the ones telling Divine that she could do better and made jokes as if I was keeping her hostage and telling her to blink twice if she needed help.
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple actually. Hey,
Kiss.
wasn't so hard. Not kidnapped, she's my wife, stop being jealous, and boy, I wish I was a billionaire. Don't y'all?
I'm not.
When Divine could see me feeling hurt by the horrible things people would say, she would tell me not to let it get to me, and that people are lonely and angry and they don't understand what we have. She called them crabs in a bucket, unhappy people trying to bring you down to their level. There was a kernel of truth in her words. I had my doubts too, especially in the beginning. As I told you before, I struggled with chronic illness for most of my life. Scleroderma and autoimmune disease had left me weak and limited.
Hey guys, what's up? So today I finally decided that I want to go down memory lane and explain pretty much what I put up through with my entire life of scleroderma. A lot of people have asked me different questions about it, and I kind of just want to hit as many points as I can in this video, trying to explain what exactly it's done to me and what it does to me now.
Yeah, so we read like multiple comments asking about why my husband looks this way and why he's not gaining weight, saying that he needs to go to the gym and he needs to eat a lot and that he needs to fix his teeth. If my husband could actually do it, then why not? But the thing is, there is a reason why he could not actually do all of those.
I take all kinds of medicines that'll help with like absorption and stuff in my gut, but it only goes so far.
I missed out on experiences that most people take for granted. When I finally found some semblance of health in my early 20s, I was determined to make the most of it. Meeting Divine was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Eventually, Divine moved to the States to live with me. I'll never forget the feeling of seeing her walk through the door of my home, her eyes sparkling with excitement. We had waited so long for this moment, and now it was finally here. People often ask me, what changed after we got married? Honestly, everything felt lighter. I had been living with a heavy weight on my shoulders, a lingering fear that my health could take a turn at any moment, and I would lose my life. But Divine brought joy back into my life in ways I had never expected. Before her, my life felt mundane, filled with appointments and medications. Now I found myself laughing more, dancing in the living room, and even making silly TikTok videos. Together, Divine had this magical ability to bring out the best in me. People say that long-distance relationships are challenging, and they're right, but I learned that love can thrive despite distance, time, and skepticism. Trust was our greatest ally, and we built it brick by brick over the years. Every call, every visit, every shared dream solidified in our bond. To anyone in a long-distance relationship, my advice is simple. Have patience, make sacrifices when necessary, and never lose sight of what you're building together. It's not easy, but if it's real, it's worth every moment of waiting. As I look back on our journey, I'm grateful for that unexpected message that started it all. Divine transformed my life. Together we face the world, defying the odds and overcoming doubts. Love is powerful. It can make mountains, heal wounds, and light up the darkest days. Now, as we sit together planning our next adventures, I can't help but smile at the life we've built. We've weathered storms and embraced joy, and through it all, we've learned to cherish each moment. In a world filled with skepticism, we found our truth, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love Divine so much, the girl who messaged me out of the blue, and I know our story is just beginning. The world may question us, but I've learned to embrace our love story with pride. It's real, it's beautiful, and it's ours. I can't wait to see where it takes us next. Scott won at life. He beat the odds that were stacked against him, from being given the bad news of his illness to a death sentence to his facial and physical disfigurement. But through it all, he came out on top. His story is a beacon of hope to not only those more fortunate than Scott who have their health, but also to those that are struggling with their health, like Scott did. I wish you all a speedy recovery, and hope you too can get the same happiness our brother Scott feels with Divine. Make sure to check out my previous video on a man who found out his wife did the unthinkable right here. And send over a story of your own that you'd like to be featured in the next video. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. My name's Roberto, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.